could start out with anything that you have in your yard. When you have flowers that you cut the old flowers off, you can put those into a compost bin. And it starts out as big pieces like this. It's very loose, like that. Twigs and things. You can put anything organic in here from the yard. Also, you can add like kitchen greens, any like carrot peelings, banana peels,
coffee, eggshells,
eggshells, tea bags, anything organic, just not anything with meat or fat into it. Because then you have little critters come and visit your compost bin, skunks and raccoons. Then, as the compost sits for a while, it starts to heat up a little bit, and then it gets a little bit darker and looser. It's breaking down. This one's getting there, and I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but this one is like really broken down. It's almost true full soil here. It's a crumbly. Well, it depends on the temperature. It depends on, you know, in the winter time it's going to be a little bit slower, but now that it's warming up, you know, it would work faster. If you have problems with your compost and it's not doing anything, perhaps you need to add some water, you know, to make it moister. If it's too dry,
it's easy to do.
Yes. And then if it is too wet, you can add sawdust or dryer lint or anything that would absorb moisture. Let's get all that drier. We are also talking about the Earth Machine compost bins here. We have, there's a little picture here if you can see it. It's made from recycled plastic. And they work really well because they're black and they're, you know, they attract the heat, it makes it warmer and it cooks faster. But there's 3 pieces to it here. The lower part, they have slots in the side so the air can get in. You need to stir your compost, and it also needs some air. And then there's the next layer up here so that you can keep adding more to it. You know, it can get deeper and deeper. And then the lid on top. So when it gets full, you can take your pitchfork or your shovel and down here and stir it up a bit. But then down at the bottom, there's like a little trap door here that you can open up, and when your compost is like getting done, you can scoop some out there and you can put it in your garden. You can amend the soil. If you're planting new plants in a new bed, a flower bed or anything, you start turning up that soil. Some of it's clay. We have a lot of clay in our yards, you know, in our gardens. And if you add compost mulch to it, it loosens it up and it's good for your plants. It's more organic material in your plants grow better. You can even just do it as a top dressing around the plants. It looks good. And it also is effective. Some twigs.
So that's basically
That's
just
how it starts out.
junk.
Yep. Anything
coming straight out of your garden.
Even if you have house plants and you need to take a few leaves off of some of them, take those outside.
Banana peels.
Banana peels, yes. Orange peel.
And then next, we have, on average, what would you say that the time of progression between that to this is?
It would depend on the temperature outside too.
Yeah, that probably could be a month and a half, would you say?
It could be a month or so.
You can get a finished compost in about 3 months if you want.
Right. That's about halfway
Depends
done.
how often you turn it.
And that's basically just a clump of grass clipping right there, right?
Yeah, or it could be an old a pot that you've dumped out. And
Sure.
You put new soil. You know, it could be a mixture of roots that's been in there.
Okay.
They'll break down. It all breaks down.
And then when you're ready to go, you have a material like this. Still has some large chunks in it, but it'll mix.
But it's good to amend the soil. that's
It'll
out
still
there.
break down more
Yep,
after you
it
put it
will.
around your plants.
Sure.
What we do is very nutritious for the plants. Or you
High
can put
in-
it on your lawns too.
High in nitrogen or typically, and also other minerals.
Well, and microorganisms too. You know, some of those,
Microorganisms,
you know, the things that continue to work in your lawn, around your plants and everything. You know, getting back to the grass clippings, you could put too much grass clippings in there, so you're better off if you could do a lot of mulching and leave them on your lawn.
True.
and use some of them in the compost bin.
Is there a good ratio of grass clippings to leaves
Maybe
to shoot for?
a third grass clippings to everything else.
I'd say so.
Yeah,
Okay.
not more than a third.
Okay.